Hi guys, just a short video here on how to assemble the Chevron Boho earring kits that are available right now, and just thought I would share that with you since I'll be sending those out real soon. Alright, so these are the earrings that we're talking about. They come in a copper set or a sterling silver. And we will be putting those together. So when you get your kit, this is how they're going to come. They're packaged like this. Everything that, all the supplies are in here. So let's open this one up and pull all this stuff out. You've got all your head pins. The head pins were already patinaed as well as the jump rings because I do that in bulk. These are niobium ear wires, so they are hypoallergenic. You shouldn't have any difficulty with those if you have some allergy issues. Okay, and then there's a little packet here with the jump rings and little tiny, teeny tiny silver spacers. They are mixed metal. They are not sterling silver or fine silver, but that's what I was able to get. And they look cute, and they also match the triangle spacers that were in the memory Bolo kit wrap bracelet, only these are the smaller version. These are really tiny, so they're cute for little projects like this. And then you'll have a little package of both the check 2 beads and check 6O beads in there. So all your supplies are in there, plus your discs. And let's see here. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is mark where we want the holes in our discs right here. And what I normally do, because I'm not a precise measurer, is I have this mat. It's like for sewing or different crafts and things, and I just use the grid marks that are on here to line my stuff up. So I've got just dropped something. So I've got a Sharpie marker, and I'm just going to line this up like right in the cross section of the little inches here, and kind of center that in the middle. So the line, well, maybe I should come down here. You might be able to see that better. So I have this mark right here for my hanging hole, and then right opposite that, at the end of that, for one of the dangles. And then I'm going to go over to the side just a bit and mark where I want to punch my holes. Okay, so then I'm going to take the 1/16 hole punch and line that up. Let's see, pull this down a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to line that up with the marker, the mark that I made from the Sharpie marker on the top hanging hole. I'll show that to you as soon as I get it positioned in here. Okay, so it's lined up right here where the mark is. And then I'm going to take my little hex wrench and pop the hole through. Okay. All right, so I have my first hole right there. Then I'm going to move this down to do my center hole in the bottom. My hands are probably blocking your view. I'll try to get you a close-up. Line that up as close as possible. You don't want to make your holes too close to the edge of your piece for fear of breaking through the edge, which would be bad. Okay, so I've got that lined up on the bottom. And then take my hex wrench. As soon as you feel it break through the metal, you can back out. You don't need to screw it all the way down. So I've got that center hole. And line this up with the mark on the side, as such. Okay. Sometimes these pop right off, and sometimes you have to back it up all the way. I don't know why, but that happens. Okay, now I'll do the third hole. Look at it to see if I've got it positioned right. Okay, so now I have all the holes made. They're not perfect, but they're pretty close. And now what I'm going to do for the second one is line that, just place that disc on top, the one that I just punched, and then this way I'll get the same places where I made the holes on the first disc. Okay. All right, so those are marked for the second one. I'm only going to do the one earring because you'll be able to understand the whole gist of this. All right, so now I'm going to, this would be the point where you could go ahead, once you've got your holes made, you could go ahead and patina your piece, your pieces if you want to liver of sulfur it. Either way, they would work if you didn't want to do that, but since the pins and the jump rings are already patinaed, you might want to have that all match the same, but that's up to you. All right, so then I'm just going to give it a slight curve. So I take my block, my dapping block, and just give it a little curve with my wooden dapper. Okay, I just don't really want a whole lot of curve, but a little bit is nice, just so it's not quite flat. That's also optional if you don't want to do that. Okay, so now we'll go on to build the pieces. And we've got 2-inch head pins right here and your supplies. So I'm going to take a little triangle spacer and a tube bead, another spacer, a 6/0 bead and another spacer, another tube bead, and another, another spacer, 6/0, and a spacer. Okay, so like that. And then my round nose pliers, I'm just going to put that right on top of the end of the beads and make a wire wrapped loop. Again, I have a video in the on my YouTube channel on how to make the perfect wire wrapped loop if you need help with that. It's just a video on that and nothing else, and you can play it and rewind it as many times as you need to understand the technique if you don't know how to do that already. So just tuck that wire down, straighten my loop out, and that's one unit right there. That'll be the central unit. Then I'm going to do the same thing, only make the side dangles just a bit shorter. So it's a bead, missed it. It's a bead, a spacer, a bead, a spacer, and a bead and spacer. It's really a pretty simple kit, but it's really cute. Cute project. Cute earrings. And you make those wraps until you hit the bead that it's next to. So there's no space. And stuff doesn't wiggle around. Tuck that little wire tip down there. And there's number 2. And we'll do the third one. A spacer, a bead, a spacer, a tube, a spacer, a bead, and a spacer. Wrap that up. Usually 2 to 3 wraps is enough to close that space between the loop and the beads. Cut that little end off. Tuck the wire down. Okay, so I have my 3 dangles. You might need to straighten that out a little bit. Sometimes the wire gets a little bit bent when you're working on it. Now, I would have already patinaed this disc, so keep that in mind. And now I'm going to, I need to make the small little dangle that's on top. And so that will be a spacer, a bead, and a spacer. Just that. It's just a little extra decorative thing if you want it on there or not. That wrap's not so neat, but it's okay. Cut that off. Tuck down that little tip. All right, so now we can put it all together. And then you've got your other parts here for your other earring. But like I said, I'm only doing the one. for this demo. And I'm going to take some flat nose pliers, open up my jump rings, put that in the center hole. Close those up nice and flush. Okay, so you've got your little dangles hanging there. And then we're going to put these parts together. Oh, wrong plier. I'm going to attach a jump ring, the little tiny dangle, just the one drop. Put a jump ring through. Put a jump ring through this jump ring, like that. See that? Oop. Back up here. Okay, like that. All right, and now I'm going to take my ear wire and just insert that in there. And close that up. And there you have it. Of course, that would be patinaed or not. I guess it just depends on what you like. You might like it shiny, or you might like the patina added on there. I am a patina girl. I like that a lot. Okay, so then you would just repeat these steps with the other earring, and then you're all set. It's pretty simple, easy peasy project, and cute too. Thanks for watching.